My fellow Austronesians, it's been nearly a month since the general election, wherein the Austronesian people chose me to lead the government of the empire. Chief among the promises I have made to my fellow subjects is that of active and efficient governance. Since the moment I assumed office, I've worked with His Imperial Majesty the Emperor, the cabinet ministers, and Parliament to see this promise is realized. Soon after the general election, the Emperor issued an imperial edict on my advice, wherein he promised to appoint cabinet ministers on the advice of the Prime Minister in accordance with my platform. Soon after, I called together a session of cabinet. The Emperor appointed then Lord Legate Aaron Lewis, the acting representative of Turintia, as Minister of Defense, and himself as Secretary General. I thanked outgoing Minister for Defense, Lord Marshal William, for his service to the Empire and our government. I then sat down with Cabinet to discuss the legislative and administrative agenda for the month ahead. After this discussion, the Minister of Defense and I began to work on an act to reestablish the Imperial Navy, which was disestablished on 8th of March, 2010. The act was adopted by the House of Representatives with 7 in favor and 3 not voting. The Emperor soon granted imperial consent. Pursuant to the act, Legio Primara Virginia was separated from the Army and became the 1st Naval Fleet, now known as 1st Virginia Fleet. I was made Chief of Naval Operations and granted the rank of Admiral. The Minister of Defense was made Commander of the Imperial Navy in North America and granted the rank of Vice Admiral, and Lord Alistair Cranston was made Commander of the 1st Virginia Fleet and granted the rank of Rear Admiral. Accordingly, all former Legio Primara Virginia personnel ceased to be Army soldiers and became Imperial Navy sailors, and were granted ranks equivalent to their former Army ranks. Later today, the Office of the Chancellor will issue an order which will enact the local Treasury offices, or LTO, system I envisioned soon after I initially became Chancellor. The order will come into full effect on the 1st of May. Since I assumed office as Prime Minister, I have worked with the Chief Ambassador and the Foreign Minister of the Commonwealth of Zealandia, the Right Honourable Charlotte Lindstrom, to codify the decisions reached after the conclusion of tensions in New South Scotland last year by means of a treaty. This will serve to better the partnership between our nations and peoples. In the coming month, I will work with the Emperor, Cabinet, my personal staff, and the House of Representatives to establish a Ministry of Culture, an Artist Laureate program, present an act codifying economic organizations such as corporations, cooperatives, etc., and start up subsidies for these economic organizations. Once again, I want to thank you all for your support and confidence in this government over the past weeks. I shall continue to serve my Emperor and my fellow Austronesians to the best of my ability. God bless you all, and God save the Emperor.